Hi, welcome to another session. The session is going to be very interesting. In this session, we are going to solve the topic called geometry. Geometry is a subject where you started, you know, uh, all your life with geometry. You might have played with geometry, the toys which were in the shape of geometry, and your house was built in the shape of a rectangle, so it's called geometry. So geometry is subject where wherever you go, geometry will follows you. In the most competitive exams, the problems usually from the geometry covers basically the questions from triangles, quadrilaterals, and circles, even though polygons with more than 4 sides are also covered in couple of exams. The emphasis on such polygons is not as much as it is on triangles and circles. But in this chapter, we'll look into properties of, theorems, and, what are parallel lines, what are angles, what are triangles, what are quadrilaterals, and what are polygons. Okay. So with further delay, let's get started of today's session. Okay, geometry. So let's get started with today's session, geometry. So guys, geometry is a subject where, questions will be from, first you need to understand angles and lines. Okay. Then you have to understand about, the parallel lines, and then ratio of intercepts, then triangles, then quadrilaterals, then circles. So this is going to be the area where we have to focus, and we have to understand the triangle based formulas, how from triangles questions will be asked. Okay, what are angles and what are lines, what are intercepts, quadrilaters, how many different variety of quadrilaters are there, what is the meaning of quadrilateral, in circle, okay, what is area of circle, what is perimeter of circle, how the questions will be pop up, and how we are going to answer is the most important thing. Okay, so let's understand angles and lines. Guys, when angle is 90 degrees, when angle is 90 degrees, we call it as right angle. Okay, when the angle is 90 degrees, we call it as what? Right angle. Okay, right angle. If it is less than 90 degrees, if your angle is less than 90 degrees, then we call it as acute angle. Acute angle. Acute angle. Okay, an angle is between 90 to 180. Between 90 to 180, we call it as obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. Okay, and the angle, if it is between 180 to 360, that angle we call it as reflex angle. Okay, reflex angle. You need to understand, let's focus on this particular picture, and the sum of all the angles made on one side of a straight line. Yes, let's take AB is a straight line. On AB, one side, there are so many angles were there. Okay, so guys, what you need to understand, so this all angles, so what is X plus Y plus Z plus U plus V? Because this angle is going to be what? 180 degrees. Why this angle 180 degrees? Because the circle is 360 degrees. Then half of the circle will give you what? 180 degrees. So X plus Y plus Z plus U plus V is equals to what? 180 degrees. Okay. So this is where you have to understand, couple of more points. Okay, what are more points? Let me show you another picture. Let me show you another picture. Guys, if you closely observe, previously my XYZ are above a straight line. Now there is no straight line. Now there is no straight line. Okay. When any number of straight lines meet a point, this is a point. From this point, so many straight lines got meted. So now if you closely observe, okay, now if you closely observe, okay, so then this will become a circle. Circle is nothing but what? 360 degrees. So now I can say x plus y plus z plus u plus v plus w. Now this will become 360 degrees. Okay. Now this will become what? 360 degrees. Okay. Now let's understand two important things. Okay. So what are the two important things? Let's understand that. Okay. What are the two important things? Let's understand it. So guys, please understand this. Okay. Uh, two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Those angles we call it as complementary angles. Okay, the terminology is very, very important. Okay, complementary angles whose sum is 90 degrees. When if it is 180 degrees, we call it as what? Supplementary angles. Okay, supplementary angles. If it is 90 degrees, we call it as complementary. And if it is 180 degrees, we call it as supplementary angles. Okay, these 2 points were very, very important. And now, when two straight lines intersect, this is the two straight lines got intersected. Okay, now you have to understand one point. Vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are equal. So this is O. So let me take triangle AOB. So this is AOB. And what is vertically opposite angle? Okay, let's take this is C. Okay, let's take this is C. So now triangle COD. So this particular, vertical angles are equal. And the same way you can, so this is equals to angle COD. Okay, now angle AOD is equals to what? Angle BOC. So when two angles were intersect, so vertical opposite angles are equal. Two lines which make an angle of 90 degrees with each other, then that's going to be perpendicular. So if two lines were going like this, and if it is making an angle of 90 degrees, so we call it as, so those are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so guys, this is the terminology, you should know this. Okay, this is the terminology, you should know this. So having understood this, next let's understand the next concept, which are parallel lines. What are parallel lines? When two straight lines, when a straight line cut two or more lines in the same plane, okay, then the line is called as transversal. So now PQ is one line and RS is one line. XY is cutting these two parallel, these two lines. So this XY is called, okay, this XY is called, let me go back. Let me phrase this. Yeah. So guys, this XY, we call it as transversal. Okay. When two or more lines, when it is, cutting, that's called transversal. Okay. That's called transversal. Okay. When XY cuts two parallel lines, PQ and RS. Okay. But here, this is where you have to understand a lot of points. Okay. This is where you have to understand a lot of points. Points regarding what? What are alternate angles? What are corresponding angles? Okay. And what are interior angles? and what are exterior angles, and what is the relation between them. That is most important. So I'll explain one by one. Okay. So guys, if you closely observe, let's take, angle PMN. So when you are taking M is coming here, PMN, and he's talking about this. Okay, and that is equals to MNS, and that is equals to MNS. Okay, that is equals to MNS. So these two angles we call it as alternate angles. So the Z angle we call it as what? Alternate angles. Okay, so on the same note, can you do this? Because when it is a plane, whatever the angle you can see here, the same angle will come here. Okay, so what my point is, what you need to understand here is, okay, so now which is equals to angle QMN. So this is also same. These are called alternate. When this is same, now what you can equal? MNR. Okay, so that is equals to MNR. So these are called what? Alternate angles. Alternate angles. Okay, these are called what? Alternate angles. Now, what are corresponding angles? Okay, the corresponding angles are XMQ. So XMQ. So this is corresponding angle. So this is equals to what? M and S. So these two are equal. Whatever the angle you are seeing here, the same angle, if this is 20 degrees and this is also 20. Okay, so that is what? M and Q. And that is equals to what? QMN. Where is Q? QMN. And that is equals to S and Y. S and Y. So these are what? Corresponding angles. Okay. So guys, and one more point. Some of the interior angles on the same side of transversal equals to 180. What I mean by this? Okay. So let's take QMN. So QMN. Okay. QMN. Okay. Plus MNS. So definitely this is going to be, the two angles is going to be 180 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees. And the same note you can observe angle PMN plus angle MNR is equals to also 180 degrees. You can pause the video and you can verify it. It will get 180. So sum of interior angles, okay, on the same side of a transversal equals to 180 degrees. So on the same note, sum of the exterior angles, okay, on the same side of transversal is also equals to 180 degrees. So what I mean by this? So angle XMQ plus angle SNY is equals to 180 degrees. So XMQ plus SNY. So this is also, they were telling 180 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees. Sorry, SMQ, no? Sorry, SMQ. Yeah, exactly, 180 degrees. So this is what they are talking about. And the other one is what? Angle XMP plus angle RNY. That is also 180 degrees. Okay, so these are your alternate angles, corresponding angles, interior angles, and exterior angles. Okay, now let's understand, ratio of intercepts. Okay, what I mean by ratio of intercepts, if there are 3 or more parallel lines make intercept. Intercept is nothing but if something you are doing, something come and somebody will interrupt you. That's called, where X, Y, and U, we are two intercepts. Okay, they are doing it in a certain proportion. Okay, and please understand, if 3 or more parallel lines make intercepts on transversal on a certain proportion, then they make intercept in some proportion. That's what they have explained you in, the in the picture which you are seeing. So you can definitely say that PQ by QR, see, PQ by QR is equals to, what is this? You can write JK by KL. See, suppose if this is PQ is 1 and QR is 2, and if this is 3 and this should be 6, that's what. If this is 1 is to 2, this is also 1 is to 2. If this is 3, this has to be in the ratio of this. Okay, this is what you need to understand. Okay, guys, A, B, C, D, E, F are parallel lines, and X, Y, and X, Y cuts them with the points of P, Q, R. Okay, UV cuts in the point of J, Q, L. Okay, please note, this is very, very important. If 3 or more parallel lines make equal intercept on one universal, they make equal intercept on other universal as well. That's what I have explained you just now. If this is 1 is to 2, this has to be 1 is to 2. Okay. Now we are entering into the most important segment of the session, triangles. Okay. Triangles is very, very important. Okay. Triangles is very, very important to because most of the questions they might ask you from the topic called triangles. Okay. So guys, you know this. What is sum of the three angles of a triangle? Everybody know. Sum of the three angles of an angle is what, guys? 180 degrees. Okay. So what you need to understand in the picture, XY are interior angles and Z is the exterior angle. Okay. The exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two interior angles. What I mean by this, Z is equals to X plus Y in this particular question. Suppose this is 20 degrees and this is 60 degrees, and Z has to be what? 80 degrees, because sum of two interior angles is equals to, okay, sum of the exterior angle, opposite. Okay. Guys, the sum of two opposite interior angles is equals to sum of the exterior angle. Okay, guys, there are a different variety of triangles you can see. Okay, different variety of triangles you can see, and how to calculate area of a triangle, how we can observe, and which kind of a triangle you are looking for. Okay, what is at what is altitude, I mean height. Okay, perpendicular bisector. Okay, midpoint, all these are important. There are a couple of variety of triangles, that. Okay, right angle triangle. So let's talk about right angle triangle. What is right angle triangle? In the right angle triangle, the square of hypotenuse, this is where your Pythagoras theorem comes into the picture. So AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. Okay, so the square of hypotenuse is equals to side opposite, and that is equal to that. Okay, this is called your right angle triangle. So next, let's talk about the acute angle triangle. What I mean by acute angle triangle, guys, you can see on the screen, there is a triangle ABC and there is a midpoint D, and it is from A. Acute angle triangle, the square of the sides. So what I mean by this, guys, can I write AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square minus 2 BC and BD. Yes, because if I want this AC square, that is nothing but AB square plus BC square minus 2 BC, okay, into 2 BD, because the square side opposite of acute angle is less than sum of the squares of other two sides. Okay, by quantity equals to twice the product of one of those two sides. So that's what AB square plus BC square minus 2BC into BD. Okay, this is about your acute angle. So now what is obtuse angle? Obtuse angle, guys. In obtuse angle triangle, okay, the square of the sides opposite the obtuse angle is greater than the sum of the squares of other two angles. What I mean by this, AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. Initially, we have subtracted. Now you have to add 2BC into BD. Okay. So this will the projection of the second side on the first side. This is what your, the obtuse angle triangle. Okay. And, if we go further, we'll understand what actually these two things. And next, let's understand what are similarity of triangles. Two triangles are said to be similar. If they want to say two triangles are said to be similar, then then directly you can say it as AB by DE is equals to BC by EF is equals to CA by FT. Okay, so AB by DE is equals to BC by C. Whatever is here, similar means the same. Whatever the angle you are looking here, the same angle will come here. Whatever the angle is coming here, the same angle is coming here. That's what your similar triangles. Okay, that's what your similar triangles. You can say it as angle A is equals to angle D, angle B is equals to angle E, and angle C is equals to angle F. Okay, so these are what similar triangles. Okay, and these are the rules, and you can say definitely angle ABC. I mean, if this angle is nothing but angle DEF. Okay, guys, you have to understand all these things. This is about your similarity of triangles, and the three angles of one triangle are respectively equal to three angles of second triangle. Three angles of one triangle are respectively equals to three angles of the second triangle. So what I mean by this is this. Okay, for two triangles are similar if three angles of one triangle are respectively equal to three angles of the, obviously whatever the angle is there, the same angle is going to come there. That's what the similarity. And two sides of one triangle are proportional to two sides of the other. Include angle also, that is also equal. The sides also proportion they have said, because if this is 1:2, suppose this is 1 and this is 2. So then if this is 3, this has to be 6. The proportion has to be same, they were telling. Okay, if this side is 1 and this side is 3, if this side is 2, then automatically this should be 6. Because if this is 1 and this is 3, this is 2, this is 2, then this is going to be 6. And if the three sides of one triangle are proportional to three sides of another triangle, true. Okay, so that's what they were talking about. And the other 2 points also very, very important. Guys, these 2 points. Ratio of corresponding sides equals to ratio of heights. Heights is nothing but altitudes. And that is equals to ratio of length of the medians. That is equals to length of the angular bisector. That is equals to ratio of the inner radius. That is equals to ratio of the circumradius, and that is equals to ratio of the perimeter. All were equal in similar triangle, and the ratio of areas is equals to ratio of squares of corresponding sides. Okay, this is what you need to understand. This is what you need to focus. Okay, and this is about your similarity of triangles. Okay, now let's understand couple of formulas in the concept of triangles. Guys, when the measurement of three sides were given ABC, okay, when the measurement of three sides are given ABC, then how we can get area formula? Okay, the area is equals to under root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. What I mean by S? A plus B plus C by 2. ABC are what's here? Sides. Okay, this is one formula. Sometimes they'll give base and they'll give height. Then the formula will become half into base into height. Okay. Sometimes they might give in the concept of, trigonometry, sine. Okay. And sometimes they will give circumference kind of thing. Sometimes they will give inner radius of a triangle. Then what are the formulas? The formulas goes like this. Okay. When the height and altitude is given, half into base into height. Okay. If the sine theta was given, half into AB into. So AB is coming, you have to write sine C. If BC is coming, A. Whatever is not present, write it. Okay. Now where R is the circumradius of a triangle. And here, if you go back to the last funda, R into S. What do you mean by S? Where R is the inner radius and S is the semi-perimeter. So in triangles, if you want to good with all the triangles formulas, you should know all this, how to calculate area of a triangle when the sides were given, when the altitude is given, when the sine is given and all. If you know all this, then your job will become cakewalk. Okay. So this is what you need to understand. And one more thing you need to understand, guys. Suppose this all 5 formulae are very, very important. And the most important in the exam point of view, you need to understand equilateral triangle formula. What is equilateral triangle formula? Area of an equilateral triangle is equals to, you have to remember this, root 3 a square divided by 4. What do you mean by a here? A is nothing but side. A is nothing but what? Side. Okay. The height of equilateral triangle, if you want the height of an equilateral triangle, then that is nothing but root 3 a by 2. Okay, root 3 a by 2. This is the equilateral triangle formula. And if it is isosceles triangle, and if it is perpendicular, see, we have discussed previously, so then that's going to be what? If it is a perpendicular, then area is equals to what? If it is a perpendicular, then area is equals to, guys, if it is a perpendicular, then area, right angle triangle, then area is equals to half into product of the sides, containing the right angle. Okay, this is A. And if it is a isosceles triangle, then area is equals to B by 4 under root of 4a square minus b square, where a is the length of each of 2 equal sides and b is the third side, because in isosceles triangle 2 sides will be equal and the third side will be different. In equilateral triangle, every side is equal. Okay, so this is how you need to understand the formulas. See, in triangle, how many formulas were there? And next, let's talk about quadrilaterals. Yes, what is quadrilateral basically? That you have to understand first. Quadrilateral is a figure. Okay, quadrilateral is any four-sided closed figure. Any four-sided closed figure. We call it as what? Quadrilateral. And what are the examples of quadrilateral? Trapezium. Okay. How trapezium looks like? Let me draw it. Let's say this is A and this is D. Let me draw, this is B and this is C. Okay. Yeah. So this is called your quadrilateral. And you can bisect like this, and you can say, and this is going to be, and this is going to be. Okay. So the sum of 4 angles of a quadrilateral is equals to 360 degrees. That's what you need to understand. Okay. The perpendicular drawn on a diagonal from opposite vertices are called offsets. I mean, B, let me take this as E and this as F. where BE and DF is called as offsets. Offsets. Okay. And you need to understand here A plus C is equals to 180 degrees. And the same note, B plus D is equals to also 180 degrees. Okay. B plus D is equals to also what, guys? 180 degrees. Okay. Understood? Yeah. So this is what you need to understand. And by the way, whatever we spoke just now, it's not about a trapezium. It's about what? It's a quadrilateral thing. Okay, if it is a quadrilateral, it would be like that. So trapezium is one side of a quadrilateral, is parallel to opposite side. It's called a trapezium. Okay, one side of a quadrilateral and opposite we call it as a trapezium. And after trapezium, let's understand about the concept of parallelogram. What do you mean by parallelogram? In a quadrilateral, which opposite sides are parallel is called parallelogram. What I mean by this? Okay, so let's take this is A and this is B. And let's take the other one. This is C and this is D. Okay. Yeah. If you draw like this, so and this is equal to this and this is equal to this. So the opposite sides are parallel. Okay. In parallelogram, opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal. Sum of any two adjacent angles is 180. Okay. Each diagonal divides the parallelogram into two, congruent triangles. That is obviously, So if I draw it, it become a triangle. And if I draw diagonals, okay, diagonals, okay, and whatever this is same. And whatever is this, and this is also same. Okay, and opposite sides are equal. And opposite angles also equal. So you should know all these points about parallelogram. And you should know what are the formulas present here. And you need to understand how rhombus and, right? This is a rhombus. Okay, this is a rhombus thing. A rhombus is a parallelogram in which the pair of adjacent sides are equal. The pair of adjacent sides are equal. And always understand the side of a rhombus, how you will get it? Square root of 1/4 into sum of squares of okay, sum of squares of the diagonals. You can pause the video and you can write the formulas to get side. This is a formula. Let's say this is A, this is B, and this is C, and this is D. And if you draw diagonals of it, okay, and this is a common point P. Okay, yeah, there you have to understand this. And let's talk about what is rectangle and what is square, and the polygon is what guys, what do you mean by polygon? Poly is more than two, gun means a side. So any closed figure with 3 or more sides is called a polygon. A convex polygon is one which each interior angles is less than 180. Convex polygon, concave polygon. Okay, so all these will come, and that we will see when we are discussing in deep into the concept. Okay, so let's see the quadrilateral formulas. Okay, so guys, for quadrilateral, area of the quadrilateral is equals to half into one diagonal into sum of offsets. I just now explained what I mean by offsets. Sum of offsets drawn to the diagonal. Okay, this is your area of a quadrilateral. This is your area of a quadrilateral. This is how you need to figure it out, the area of a quadrilateral. Okay, so now, but if this is okay, but if it is like this, because for a cyclic quadrilateral, how we are going to encounter this? Because I mean like this. If a cyclic quadrilateral, Okay, if the four sides were measured as A, B, C, okay, A, B, C, and D respectively, then area is equals to, like your triangle, area is equals to under root of S minus A into S minus B into S minus C into S minus D, where S is what? S is nothing but where S is equals to A plus B plus C plus D by 2. Okay, where S is nothing but A plus B plus C by 2, where S is nothing but semi-perimeter. Okay, that will become semi-perimeter. Then what are trapezium formulas? Okay, the next one is the trapezium. Area of a trapezium is equals to half into sum of parallel sides into distance between them. Okay, sum of parallel lines and into distance between them. Now, guys, you have to pause the video and you have to understand what this is. Okay, and next, after trapezium, parallelogram. What is parallelogram? Area, it's very simple, base into height. If the sides were given, then area is equals to product of two sides into sine of included angle. That's what sine of included angle you have to take. Okay, so this is about your parallelogram. So now let's talk about the rhombus. So again, the rhombus area is equals to what? Half into product of the diagonals. That's what, no? Half into D1 into D2. What is perimeter? You have to take sides of the 4 into side of a rhombus. 4 into side of a rhombus. Okay, 4 into side of a rhombus. That's what your perimeter. Okay, so these two formulas are very, very important. Okay, these two formulas are very, very important in rhombus. Okay, one is area, the other one is perimeter. And rectangle, rectangle area is equals to length into breadth and perimeter is equals to 2 times of L into B, where L and B are what? Length and breadth of a rectangle. Okay, where L and B are what? Length and breadth of a rectangle respectively. Okay, that's what you need to understand. And how about square? Square formulas for area is equals to side square, because both sides are same. When 4 sides are same, then only we call it as a square. Okay, so area is equals to side square. Then area is equals to, if you know the diagonal, half into diagonal square. Okay, that's what I have written here. And the perimeter is nothing but 4 into side. Okay, now let's talk about a regular polygon. So regular polygon area formula is what? The regular polygon area is equals to 3 root 3 by 2 side square. Okay, and what about perimeter? The perimeter is equals to 6 into side. Because in a regular polygon you will get a regular hexagon, you will get what? The regular hexagon you will get 6 sides, so that's why 6 into side. Okay, now let's talk about the polygon. The polygon area of a regular polygon is equals to half into perimeter into perpendicular distance from center of the polygon to any side. Okay, so that's your polygon funda. That's your polygon funda. Now let's talk about circle. This is a circle. Okay, a circle is a closed curve drawn, such that any point on the curve is equidistant from a fixed point. So on that curve, any point from the curve is equidistant from a fixed point. The fixed point is called center. See what I mean by this. So from this point, if you can take any point from the curve, that the distance is same. That's what the radius. Okay, that's what your radius. Okay, then the point from center to any point, that's called what, guys? Radius is the point. Okay, radius is the point. And if you want to get into circles, that's not because in CRT point of view, knowing everything is also wrong, because circles is a very vast concept. To teach you circles, it will take 1 to 1.5 hour time. So I'm not getting into the huge part of circles. So I'm only interested in, what are circle formulas, how to calculate area of a circle, okay, and how to calculate what is area of a circle and what is circumference of a circle and what is length of the arc, okay, and if two circles were there, how to calculate, this width and all. That's what we will discuss now. So after this, we'll directly jump into problems based on what we have just learned. So with that, we can actually end the session. Okay. So area of a circle. What is area of a circle? Area of a circle is equals to pi r square. Okay. And what is the circumference of a circle? That is 2 pi r, where r is nothing but radius, where pi is nothing but, he'll mention, that is 22/7. Okay. And length of the arc. So guys, this is important. Then the length of the arc is nothing but, theta by 360 into 2 pi r. 2 pi r. And if area they want, then area is equals to theta by 360 degrees into pi r square. Okay. Then sector of a circle, that is length of the arc is equals to that, and this is this. And a ring. So if it is ring, then the formula goes like this. You can see on the screen. Yeah, and the ring formula is this. Just now I wrote what is sector length of the arc, and how to get the formulas. Please pause the video and you can do it. If you want, I'll write it one more time. Theta by 360 degrees into 2 pi r. So if you want area, that's going to be theta by 360 into pi r squared. That's it. Okay, you can pause the video, or you can take a screenshot and you can get the things done. Okay, the ring. Just now I have explained, there is a small circle and there is a large circle. And, if I want this area of the ring, pi r square minus pi capital R square minus pi small r square. If you bring pi common, r capital R plus small r and so on. So this is the formula where r is the radius of the outer circle and smaller is the radius of the inner circle. This is what you need to understand. Okay. Having done with this, so now let's do questions. So what is first question talks about? The first question talks about find the value of x. Find the value of x in the figure given below. Okay, find the value of x, okay, in the given below. So guys, tell me, find the value of x in the figure given below. So guys, this is a plane. There is no straight line and this. When it is a plane, and what is this? A circle. A circle is equals to how many degrees? 360 degrees. Okay. So pause the video and try to solve this question. Hope you pause the video and you have tried it. And let's see the solution. The sum of the angles at a point is 360 degrees. The sum of the angles at a point is 360 degrees. So that is nothing but x degrees plus 110 degrees plus 30 degrees plus 130 degrees. Okay. 130 plus 30, 160. 160 plus 110 is nothing but 270 degrees. And this 270 degrees is equals to what? 360 degrees. Now, if I want x value is nothing but 360 degrees minus 270 degrees. What is 360 degrees minus 270 degrees? That is nothing but 90 degrees. Then x is equals to what here? 90 degrees is the correct answer. Okay, 90 degrees is the correct answer. That's what you need to understand. Okay. Now, see, this is a very simple question. Let's go to the next question. What is next question they were asking? An angle equals 2/3 of its supplement. Find it. Guys, see, the questions is very simple. Okay, the questions is very simple. An angle. Yes. Pause the video and try for 1 minute and get your answer. And how to do this question? Okay, so guys, an angle equals to, oh, there is an angle that is equals to 2/3 of supplement. What do you mean by supplement? Let the the angle let the angle equals to, let the angle be x degrees. When the angle is x degrees, its supplement become what? Its supplement will become what? The supplement will become 180 minus x degrees. Okay, so they were telling x is equals to 2/3 of 180 minus x. Okay, so 3x is equals to 2 times of 180 minus x. So 3x is equals to 2 into 180 minus 2x. Then x is equals to, because, oh, it's not x. So 2x will come this side, 5x. Then 5x is equals to 2 into 180. Then x is equals to 2 into 180 divided by 5. Okay, 2 into 180 divided by 5. 5 3s are 15. You left with 3. 5 6 are 30. Then x is equals to 72 degrees. Then x is equals to what? 72 degrees. How simple the question is, but you should know what is supplement angle and what is complement angle. Then you are in the game. Supplement is nothing but two angles is 180 degrees. Okay, so hope you understood this question. Let's move to the next question. An angle equals to 2/3 of its complement. What do you mean by complement angle? Complement angle means when two angles should be equals to 90 degrees. So on the same note, if one angle is, okay, if that angle is x degrees, then the complement will become what? The complement is going to be 180. Sorry, and the complement is going to be 90 minus x. So, and they have mentioned this x is equals to 2/3 of 90 minus x. Then 3 will go to the other side. 3x is equals to 2 into 90 minus 2x. 2x will come to the other side. Then 5x is equals to 2 into 90. Then x is equals to 2 into 90 divided by 5. By how many times 90? 18 times. 18 to the 36 degrees. Because in the previous question, I took 180, so we got 72. With the same question, you will get just half of it. That is nothing but 36 degrees is the correct answer. Okay, 36 degrees is the correct answer. Having finished this question, let's move to the next question. What is next question? The next question is about the triangle. Which kind of a triangle? Right angle triangle. Okay, what is right angle triangle? Right angle triangle, one of the sides containing the 30 degrees, and the hypotenuse is what? The hypotenuse is 50 degrees. So they want area. So if right angle triangle area formula is what? Half into base into height. Do you know base? Do you know base? You don't know the base. You know only the height and you know only the hypotenuse. Just get that. How we are going to get that? That is important. How we are going to get that? That is important. Okay, let's take a right angle triangle. Let's draw a right angle triangle. Yeah, this is the right angle triangle. Let's take this is A and this is B and this is C. According to the Pythagoras theorem, you know this. AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. And I know what is AC square. Hypotenuse is how much given? 50 square. So this is 50 square plus. Do we know AB in the question? Do we know AB in the question? We don't know. So we don't know that. So let me put it in this way. 50 is equals to under root of h square plus 30 square. Okay, h square plus 30 square. Okay, that's how your height will come into the picture. On both side you can square now. If you do both sides square, this will get cancelled. 2500 minus 900, that is equals to h square. This is nothing but 1600 is equals to h square. Then h is equals to what? 40. Then you have to ask yourself why you are calculating 40. Because what is the question? Find the area. What is area of a triangle? The area is equals to half into base into height. What is half and what is base? 40. 40 and the other one is what? 30. So 2 ones are 2 20s are and 3 2s are 6. Answer for the question is what? 600 square centimeters is the correct answer. 600 square centimeters is the correct answer. So this is how you need to solve. See what you want in the question, that is important. To get that, how we are going to solving is the question is the most important task. Having finished this, if you don't understood, pause the video, revisit the video and you will understand. Okay, let's go to the next one. Is this so simple? Find the area of equilateral triangle when the side is given. What is the formula of an equilateral triangle to get the area? Area of an equilateral triangle is what? Area is equals to root 3 by 4 and a side square. Do we know side in the question? Yes. Root 3 by 4 into 6 square. Root 3 by 4 into 36. 4 ones are 4 nines are. So that is nothing but 9 root 3 square centimeter is the correct answer. The only point is this, you should know the formulas. Once you are good with the formulas, your job is a cakewalk. Your job is a cakewalk. Guys, stay with the video and you have a lot of questions to solve. Once you solve all these questions, your job will become so easy. So let's try to solve the next question. Triangle PQR is a right angled at Q. Okay, right angled at Q. Okay. The length of the altitude drawn from Q to PR. Okay, hang on. So let me draw a PR. Okay, let me take this is P and this is R. And they were telling this is Q. This is Q, and they are telling here they are making an angle of 90 degrees. Yeah, let's take this is a height. And they were telling PQ is 8. So this is 8. Okay. And QR is 15 and this is 15. This is 15. They were asking find the length of the altitude run. So they were asking what is the height. They were asking what is the height. Okay. Yeah. And is there any information given in the question? Okay. Let me calculate triangle PQR area. PQR area. What is that? Half into half into half into, because if I want to get this, so 8 into 15 only, no? 2 ones are 2 fours are, then that will become 60. Then the area of a triangle will become what? 60. Half into base into this when it is an equilateral triangle, I have to do this. So I want H now. So when I want H, I know this already. 60 area is equals to half into PR into H. Now, if this is a triangle and the total is 60, now half into PR into H. Okay, PR into H. Now, the only point you need to focus here is, what is PR? PR is nothing but a square root of 15 square and 8 square only, no? So then that will become 60 is equals to half into square root of 8 square plus 15 square and into H. And 2 will go to the other side, 120. Okay, 120 is equals to square root of 64 plus 225, and we have h always. Then h is equals to 120 divided by this. But 64 and 229 is 289. Square root of 289 is nothing but 17 square. So you will come h value as 120 divided by 7, because they want this height only, no? So then that is nothing but 120 divided by 7. When 120 divided by 7, you need to understand. Okay. And guys, please don't mind how we got 60 here. When they were only told that right angle at Q. So this whole diagram will become base into height. Then this will become the base and this will become the height. For this, PQR is the triangle. Okay, that's what you need to understand. So then we got area as 60. Then having base this, then you can get your this height. So it's a tricky question. You have to be very focused. Okay. Having done this, in H we got it as 120 divided by 17. Let's go to the next question. What is the next question? They were talking about in triangles XYZ. Okay, in triangles XYZ and PQR. Okay, angle X is equals to angle P and angle Z is equals to angle R. Okay. Yeah, XY is equals to 4.2 centimeters. YZ is equals to 6.4 centimeters. PR is equals to 2.8 centimeters and QR is equals to 3.2 centimeters. Find the length of PQ and XY. So guys, from they were telling that angle X is equals to angle P and angle Z is equals to angle R. This is the concept of similar triangles. When it is similar triangles, we can write XY by PQ is equals to YZ by QR is equals to XZ by PR. Do we know lengths? Yes. Let's do this. XY 4.2. YZ 6.4. PR is equals to 2.8 and QR is equals to 3.2. Yeah, and do we know this? We don't know this, so we have to get this PQ. Yeah, we want this only. Okay, we want this only. So yeah, if you equate these two, you will get XY, and if you equate these two, you will get PQ. So let's calculate PQ, and the numerator is 4.2 and this is 6.4 and 3.2, 3.21s and 3.22s. Then PQ is equals to 4.2 divided by 2, that is nothing but 2.1. What is PQ? The PQ value is 2.1. And the same way, if you equate this also, so again, this is 2. Okay, XY is nothing but 2.8 into 2, that is nothing but 5.6. Okay, then XY is equals to 5.6 and PQ is equals to 2.1. That's the beauty of the similar triangles, which already I have explained you in the when we are discussing the similar triangles. Okay, so that's the answer. So PQ is 2.1 centimeters and XY is 5.6 centimeters. Having solved this, next, so in the figure, find CD and CE, given that angle BAC is equals to angle BAC is equals to angle CDE. So whatever the angle here, you will get the same angle you're going to get here. Okay, so angle ABC, angle CED is equal. Okay, so is equal, and you know the lengths and that, and they are again the similar triangles. So if it is a similar triangles, you know the things BC by CE. BC by CE is equals to AB by DE is equals to AC by CD. So you know the values. What is this BC 3.6, CE? We don't know. And what is AB? 3 by 4. And this is 3.9 divided by CD. So CD we want and CE we want. Just previously how you did 3 1s, 3 1.2s, and then CE will become 12 4s, 48. Then that is 4.8. Then this is 3 1s, 3 2s, again 12. Oh, this is 3 1s, 3 3s. And now CD is equals to 13 4s. 13 4s, 52. Then that's a 4.8 centimeters and 5.2 centimeters. Okay, so this regarding here similar triangles. This is how you need to approach and you have to solve. So let's talk about a parallelogram question. They were saying there is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram, are the areas of triangle PQR. Okay, PQR and QRS. Okay, let me draw for you. Let me draw a parallelogram. Yeah, let me draw a parallelogram. Okay, yeah, this is P and this is Q and this is R and this is S. And let me draw. Okay, so they were telling angle PQR. So PQR. So whatever the angle you're getting here, that is equals to so the triangle PQR is equals to triangle RS. Obviously, this and this RS P. Okay. Yeah. Angle SPQ equals to QRS. Okay. So yeah. So they were telling, what are they telling? Are the areas of equal? They were asking. Yes, they are equal. Yeah, guys, you can do half into area into PQRS because triangle PQR is equals to area of triangle RSP. That is nothing but half into area of PQRS. Okay, areas of triangle PQR and angle RQS are equal. Yeah, equal. They are equal. Okay, let's go to the next question. So they have mentioned in the same PQRS is a rhombus such that PR is 32 centimeters and QS is 24 centimeters. Find the perimeter of a PQRS. Okay, a perimeter of a PQRS. So simple, make a side, try to get your side into 4. That will give you a perimeter. Okay, so yeah, let's do this. So yeah, so let's take this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. And he told PR is 32. Okay, and QS is 24. Okay, so let's get a side. So how to get a side? Yeah, and it is equal, no? So if this is 24, this is 12, and this is 12, and this is 16, and this is also 16. So let's make a triangle. Let's make a triangle SOQ. This is O. SOQ. Okay, this is a right angle triangle. And that will become half into, yeah, right angle triangle at O. Okay, right angle triangle at O. SOQ. SOQ. SOR, sorry. SOR. Yeah, this is a right angle triangle. So when that is a right angle triangle, yeah, so then SR is equals to under root of 16 square, because this will become sides, no, 16 square plus 12 square. Then SR is equals to 16 square 256, 12 square 144. Then SR is equals to 200, 300, 4 or 400. Then SR is equals to what? 20. Then they told that this is 20. When side is 20, I want perimeter, then 4 into 20. 4 into 20 is what? 80 centimeters is the correct answer. Okay, 80 centimeters is the correct answer. So guys, this is how you need to solve your questions. Okay, let's go to the next question. In a parallelogram ABCD, the angle bisector, angle bisector of angle A and angle B intersect at P. Find angle PAB. Okay, guys, let's do this. So let me draw a parallelogram. Yeah, when I draw a parallelogram, this is A, this is B, and this is C, and this is D. And yeah, okay, let's take this is P. So they were intersecting. So this is angle A bisects angle B. This is angle A and this is angle B. So in a parallelogram, we know that angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degrees, where they are in a parallel. When that is 180 degrees, so it is half, no? So angle A plus angle B, I mean by 2, that is equals to 90 degrees. They are doing just half of it. Okay. Then you need to understand triangle ABP means ABP. So this. So where angle PAB plus angle PBA plus angle APB. So the total is equals to 180. True. So angle here, and angle here. And this is a triangle. In the triangle, the sum of all the angles is what? 180 degrees. Okay. Now, this is angle A by 2, and this is angle B by 2, plus angle APB. We want this only, no? We want this angle we need. Okay. So that is equals to 180 degrees. And we already know that this value is 90 degrees. When this value is 90 degrees, plus angle APB is equals to 180 degrees. It's a common sense. Angle APB is equals to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees. So then answer for the question is what? 90 degrees is the correct answer. Okay. See, if you understood it, it's look like very simple, very calm. But if you don't understand the situations, you're out of the competitions. Okay. Yeah. So this is a solution for the question. So if you want to good with your geometry stuff, the only way is practice, and the only way is look that as a natural figure so that you will get it easily. Okay. This is a nice question. This question previously asked in the TCS exam. Okay. In a polygon, the sum of the interior angles is equals to 1980. Find the number of sides in it. Okay. So guys, actually there is a formula for the sum of interior angles. So please write down the sum of its interior angles. The sum of its interior angles is equals to 180 degrees into n minus 2. But in the question they already given, the sum is equals to 1980. Just you have to get your n. 1980 divided by 180. 0 cancel. 18 ones are, then n minus 2 is equals to 11, then n is equals to 11 plus 2, then n is equals to 30. So the number of sides of the polygon is 13 sides. So guys, the formula is 180 into n minus 2. That is nothing but sum of interior angles. Okay, so this is how you need to solve the question. Okay, so let's go to the next question, and that's going to be our last question of the geometry. So in a hexagon, one of the interior angles is 100 degrees. If all the other angles are equal, find each of these angles. Okay, so just now we understood what is sum of interior angles formula. 180 and n minus 2 is equals to the sum. Okay, and they were telling that 180, if you want to get sum of hexagon, n will become 6 minus 2. That is 180 into 4. What is 18 4 is 72, which is 720. They were told that if one angle is 100, the remaining would be 620. If one is 100 and the other would be, okay, 620 divided by 5. Okay, 5 ones are, you left with 1 again. 5 2s are 10. 5 4s are 20. So the other angles are going to be 124 degrees. Okay, 124 degrees. So guys, having learned all this, go to the tool and try to practice your questions there. Once you practice the questions, your every doubt will be sorted. So if you don't understand anything, you can feel free as to contact us. So this is your geometry. From geometry, mainly the exams called time, TCS, Wipro, definitely 1 or 2 questions will come. So focus mainly on triangles, quadrilaterals, and especially the 2D figures. Okay, so if you focus on 2D figures, that will be done. And in the next video, I'll be talking about the mensuration and how the mensuration questions will be asked. Okay, how the formulas you're supposed to remember. Okay, if you understood that, our job will become so easy. Okay, so that's all my time today, guys. Thanks a lot for being in the session. I am Surya, signing off. Thank you, everybody.